In the presentation, we discuss the role of metacognitive skills in engineering education. Modern technologies nowadays develop at a quick rate and go out of date the same fast. As a result, engineering education often goes behind the onrush of technology due to the fact that educational process takes a few years. Therefore, self-study skills formation is very important in engineering training. Educational standards of Russia and Europe state the necessity of forming the ability to recognize the need for and to engage in independent lifelong learning as well. Scientific research shows that an engineer, alongside with professional knowledge, skills, qualities, and competencies, has to intentionally participate in the process of personal and professional self-development in order to adapt to constantly developing technologies and effectively fulfill employment functions. One of the important conditions for the effective professional self-development is a high level of metacognitive skills. There is a variety of techniques ensuring knowledge absorption. Most of them aim at learning the information, the content of a particular study problem. Metacognitive techniques, however, belong to another category of techniques that contribute to organizing and managing the cognitive activity. On this slide, the benefits of using metacognitive techniques are presented. Unfortunately, universities pay insufficient attention to the development of the metacognitive skills within the degree programs. Therefore, students show a slow rate of metacognitive activity development and, in some cases, irrational ways of thinking. The aim of this pilot research activity is to study possibilities of metacognitive skills development during the engineering educational process. As an example, we present the experience of Kazan National Research Technological University, where the culture of mental work discipline has been a part of the undergraduate engineering curriculum for several years now. Over 2,000 students complete this course every year. This discipline provides great opportunities for self-knowledge for each student to understand his own individual ways of mental activity, his psychological characteristics. Students at the age of 18 to 20 took part in the experiment. The total number of students engaged in the experiment was 160. We used reflexive tasks to develop the metacognitive skills. And to assess the result of development the metacognitive skills, we used the reflexivity study technique developed by A.V. Karpov. Reflexivity is a process of self-cognition, a necessary tool of thinking, a source of internal development. Reflexivity can be considered as the basis for efficient metacognitive skills development. The subject of reflexivity is the intellectual difficulties encountered by students while performing their intellectual activity. Special reflexive tasks provide a transition to metacognitive activity, that is, to conscious use of one's own cognitive strategies. As an example of such tasks, we suggest to use the tasks allowing students to master reflexive procedures, that is, master the methods and ways of identification, understanding, memorization, reproduction of the educational information. Students performed special reflexive tasks at the end of each lesson. Reflexive tasks force the use of reflexive analysis, as self-report, self-observation, self-esteem. It was organized in the form of discussion and written essay. Each student's work was evaluated according to 4 criteria that you can see on the slide, which were determined on the basis of the analysis of scientific literature. Each criteria was evaluated by experts, professors and faculty, on a 6-point scale from 5, the highest level of development, to 0, not developed. Depending on the scores received, the students were divided into 3 subgroups with low, medium, and high levels of reflexive skills development. As can be seen from the data in the table, there are positive changes in the structure of the metacognitive skills of students in the experimental group. After mastering the course, the proportion of students with a low level of development of metacognitive skills decreased, and accordingly the share increased with the middle and high levels. Significantly improved results for such indicators as the ability to deeply understand the essence of their own cognitive activity, the ability to express verbally the characteristics of cognitive activity, the ability to find cognitive difficulties. Reflexivity study technique developed by A.V. Karpov is a questionnaire that consists of 27 statements that characterize the comprehension of cognitive actions and behavior. Reflexivity study technique allows to assess 3 types of reflexivity: situational, actual, retrospective, and perspective. Data received are consistent with the results of evaluating reflexive skills using special reflexive tasks. Major changes occurred on the scale of retrospective reflexivity, which means that students become more aware of their own motives as well as the prerequisites and reasons for the events that have occurred to them. The results of pilot study revealed that the students underwent significant changes in self-regulation and reflexive skills development. The results of the experiment also prove that significant changes have occurred in the students' structure of motivation. The findings confirm the idea that although intellectual virtues cannot be taught directly, they can be fostered in the appropriate environment. Students often face difficulties in learning because they do not understand what they have to do to perceive information in a way to make it understood and stored in memory. They are unfamiliar with many principles and rules concerning the process of learning and cognition. The purposeful development of metacognitive skills is important for the training of engineers who can meet the demands of the modern labor market. The feedback received from students who have mastered the course The Culture of Mental Work show that the acquired skills are highly appreciated by engineers and can benefit them in the process of their training and in their future career.